Well, hey everyone, thanks so much for tuning into the Theologetics YouTube channel, where we take head knowledge and heart knowledge and try to combine them together in our pursuit after God. My name is Jacob, and if this is your first time checking out the Theologetics YouTube channel, I would just encourage you really quick to go check out the video linked in this info card right up here to tell you a little bit more about what we do around here. But I wanted to take just some time to talk about how I study scripture. I've shared some things in past videos about the things that I've found in my study of scripture, but I just want to give you one recommendation and one resource that I find absolutely pivotal in how I do this and in how I try to get closer to the Lord, to learn the things that I need to know both for my professional studies, what I would call head knowledge, and for the personal devotional studies, that is what I would call heart knowledge. The best tool and resource that I can ever recommend to you is a study Bible. This specifically is the English Standard Version Study Bible by Crossway. I have had this for, going on 20 years now, and I cannot think of a time where, no matter where I am in life physically, where this has not gone with me, or mentally and spiritually. This has been the piece of divine change in my heart and in my life. So talking about the how and the tools that I use to study. One thing about a study Bible, especially the English Standard Version Study Bible, is you're not just going to get the biblical text. That's huge. That's what is key to studying scripture, is scripture itself. But what I really love about a study Bible in particular is not only, I just flipped to a random page, not only do you have the text itself, but you also have at the very bottom some study notes, what I would call a lightweight commentary. When you read certain sections of scripture, that was Song of Solomon, and if you've ever heard of Song of Solomon or read Song of Solomon, you know that it is pretty gnarly. I don't understand it, and whenever I read Song of Solomon, I get really confused. I saw a picture the other day. This is the picture that I saw right here, about if you took Song of Solomon, the description of the woman that he's talking about, or the author is talking about, if you took that and actually illustrated it, this is what it would look like. This is crazy. This visual does not translate to what the meaning of the book and of the poetry is. So that is why having, I would say, limited set of resources as you study scripture for personal devotion, because you don't want to get too much in the weeds of certain controversies or debates or anything about scripture, but having a lightweight commentary in the form of a study Bible as you do personal devotional study will help you better understand what is going on, why the author of Song of Solomon or Song of Songs describes his beloved in such a way. And it just gives you a little bit of context so that you can then take that next step and figure out how to apply it to your life. In addition, especially in the English Standard Version Study Bible, in addition to that, you do have a back section that this is just flipping randomly to one portion of it, but it is also a lightweight systematic theology book. It gives you a very basic understanding of certain things that if you might have a question about how, like that was the Bible in Christianity, how different sections of Christianity and also how some non-Christian cults interact with scripture. That's how you can learn a little bit more without having to go and buy a bunch of resources or do a bunch of Google searching. The biggest and brightest minds within Protestant evangelicalism have put together this great resource. So if you are interested in purchasing the English Standard Version Study Bible, I've got a link down below that will give you direct access to the Crossway website. I cannot recommend this translation, this resource enough if you don't have a study Bible to help you as you read through scripture. Go down to that link below, purchase yourself one. It is an investment that will pay dividends upon dividends over the course of your time studying Scripture. Like I said, I've had this for almost 20 years. You can see that it has been, I hope it's been well used and well loved. I'm no perfect Christian, but I have enjoyed what I have learned from this version. Now, that's what I use. Now, a quick overview of how I use it. So we're going to Romans 4. So as I look in Romans 4, I see that there's a heading called Abraham is justified by faith. And when we're talking about the book of Romans, it's a very difficult book sometimes to understand as modern day Christians, because Paul is writing to Roman Christians, which you can learn more about in the introduction section to Romans. So if I'm reading this, I'm going to look quickly at the introduction section. Just figure out, hey, what's some significant themes? You've also got some cool maps and some timelines about how books of the Bible fit into history. So the first thing I'm going to look at, hey, like the theme of Romans is the revelation of God's judging and saving righteousness and the gospel of Jesus Christ. In the cross of Christ, God judges sin and yet at the same time manifests his saving mercy. And then I can go back to Romans 4 and I can see how Abraham's faith, him being justified by faith, fits into the picture. And even here in the study notes, you have it, if you can see it, you have a first section here that has a highlighted heading that says Abraham as the father of Jews and Gentiles, and gives you an overview of that chapter so that you can get a high-level view as you go into reading the text. Also, for the most part, there is a verse-by-verse commentary in there that gives you more context if you come across an interesting word, whether interesting means sticks out to you in a good way or a bad way, or is just confusing. That is there for you to reference. So that's what I would highly recommend to you as you continue in your study of Scripture, as you try to connect head knowledge and heart knowledge as in your pursuit of God. Having someone else, someone who is really smart, help you understand Scripture is key. I heard a phrase once that stuck with me. Amateurs learn by doing, professionals learn by coaching. And while we are not professional Christians per se, there is no specific position or award for being a professional Christian. The reward that we get from studying Scripture deeper is knowing God more, growing closer to him, and looking more like him day after day as we conform ourselves to this very special book that is different than any other book out there. So go get a study Bible if you don't have one already, and I hope that this serves as a blessing and a resource to you no matter where you find yourself in your Christian life. If you have enjoyed this conversation, go ahead and subscribe down below. It is free, completely free to subscribe here on YouTube. Also drop a like if you found something in this video helpful. Check out some other videos that I've posted, and most importantly, this is the heart knowledge side of things, the more devotional day-to-day pieces that we get to talk about. If you want something a little bit of a next step, head knowledge side of things, go and check out the Theologetics Substack below. I try to take my academic training and the things that I've produced for my academic study, post them there to give you some of that head knowledge, or what little that I have, so that you can translate it into your pursuit of God and to love him with your heart, your mind, your soul, your body, and your strength. So have a great day. Thanks so much.